it's Tara West at Little Minds at Work, showing you a video preview of the KinderMath Instant Digital Teaching Slides. The digital teaching slides are great because everything is embedded for you directly on the slide. You don't have to have lesson plans that you're fumbling through during the lesson. It also takes everything that you would naturally be doing at the carpet in demonstration and places it up on the screen. It's much larger for all the students to see and participate, which is great for increasing engagement. With the lesson plans, you have your 5 slides for every lesson. This first slide is built-in number sense. So you can see there are 4 different types of routines that will vary throughout the units, but this particular unit has these 4. Teacher-led counting, number sense critical thinking, whole body counting, combining sets with oral drills. Now, you can also increase that, decrease it. You don't have to do all 4 if you just don't have time for it. I tried to include things that get the students up and moving to keep their engagement going. Teacher-led counting is just kind of like a basic count around the circle. I say 1, the person next to me says 2, and we go around the circle. The next is something I call whoopsie counting. So you're going to count in a sequence, 8, 9, whoops, 11, 12, and they're deciding what number was missed. It was a number 10. You can also see that I don't always just start at 1 because we do want kids to count from a sequence that's not always 1. Number sense critical thinking, that's kind of an agree or disagree. I'm going to give them a statement and they're going to have to be able to back it up if they agree with that or not. 6 comes after 5. Do you agree or not agree? Well, in a basic counting sequence, you can see that 6 does come after 5. 4 is more than 10. Is that true? Well, show 4 fingers. Now show 10 fingers, which is more. It gets them talking and critically thinking about math. Whole body counting is always a favorite from students. They're up, they're moving, they're doing squats, they're doing jumping jacks, they're doing frog jumps, trunk twists. Really getting them up and moving as they're counting, helping that muscle memory. Combining sets is basically my addition or version of addition without really using the numbers and the symbols. Then we go into something that it has built-in number sense. So in this particular program, I rotate between 10 frames, and this is something I call start and stop counting. So basically I start counting, I say, I tap at the light, so I would say like 1, 2, 3, 4, and their job is to repeat that number again, and then look at my arrows. 4, 3, 2, and then they would count up or down. It's tricky and it does take some time for students to get the hang of it, but then they eventually do. The next slide is always a math talk image. This one's a little bit different because it's more of a clip art based and you're not seeing that traditional full-scaped math talk image. So this one looks a little bit different, but getting them to look at an image, talk about math, and make that connection. The next slide is your core lesson of that particular unit. And the final slide on each lesson is where they're going to participate with a partner. I try to keep the supplies very limited, and it's actually linked to, or all listed out for you at the beginning of the unit, exactly what supplies you need. If it's something printable, it's at the back of the unit. It's, again, very, very simple. It's maybe number cards or 5 frames or 10 frames, something you're going to use for the whole unit. And then some type of manipulative usually. This particular unit, they're working on comparing numbers. All right, off to the next slide. So again, at the beginning of the slide deck, you saw you could jump to each slide, which makes it really manageable for you to use each day. You're gonna see now everything's repeating. It's systematic. The concepts are the same. All you're gonna do is change out the skills. So they're gonna do teacher-led counting again, whole body counting, number sense, combining oral drills, but all you're gonna change are the actual problems or numbers. It makes it very simple. The kids know what to expect. They know your expectations, and that's helpful. I mentioned before that I rotate in this particular unit between the up and down counting or start and stop counting to 10 frames. So working with 10 frames is really big for number sense. Here's that math talk image again and that core lesson. Now, thinking about this particular lesson here, I mentioned everything is embedded for you. There are very, very few times I ask you to bring anything to the carpet. If so, it's up here. I know unit 1 asked you to bring something to the carpet, and there might be one other set so far that asked you to bring something. Other than that, you're using what's here. So imagine as a teacher, you're walking around with the brown bag. You're like, okay, I need 3 markers, I need 6 beans, I need 5 cubes, I need 10 buttons. That's a big task just to walk around your room and grab. Now, is tangible better? Of course, but sometimes it's just not possible. So having it all up on the screen, they're able to talk about math, like how many markers were there more or less markers than bears. It's all up here on the screen for them, and everyone can see and participate, which helps. And again, the last slide for each deck is the partner game. And I'm very explicit in it. I take you through an example. So let's say I'm playing with Pip. I go, Pip goes, here's how we rotate if needed. And they know explicitly what they're going to be doing once they go back. So that's a really quick overview of the Instant KinderMath digital teaching slides. Keeping in mind that, again, everything is embedded for you. You do have a partner game for each lesson. The only thing that this program doesn't have is an independent practice sheet. If you do want something paper pencil, not all teachers need that. They can get their anecdotal notes by just observing the students during the partner play. If you do want printable practice sheets, you can let me know and I can send you a link of something specific for that. Thanks so much.